Hello learners, on behalf of School of Vocational Education and Training, I, Urshla Kant, welcome you all to this session on the course MSEL 037, that is the practical aspects of the program Master of Science in Information Security, MSCIS. Before going to the course MSEL 037 in detail, I want to focus first of all on three important things. The first thing is the study material. I am getting so many phone calls and emails regarding that we have not received the study material till today. So I want to tell those learners that the study material, if you have not received the hard copy through any postal delay, you can refer our soft copy of the study material on our IGNOU website. You can refer to the e-Gyan which is available on our IGNOU website, that is www.ignou.ac.in, and you can just search our school link, and then you can refer the soft copy of the material. The second thing is assignments. That is very important. Assignments for July 2023 session are already available on our IGNOU website. You need to download these assignments and write these by your own hand and send these to your concerned regional center or study center by 31st October 2023. It is compulsory to submit these assignments, then only you can sit in or appear in term end exams. So the assignments are very important. Then the third is the term end exams. The exam form for the sitting for the term end exam for December 2023 exams is already available on our IGNOU website. You need to fill this exam form for theory as well as practical. So for example, if you want to sit for this MSEL 037 course, which is a practical course, so you need to give the fees for that course and you have to submit that form on our IGNOU website. So this is all about the minimum these three things, that is study material, assignments and term and exam form. Now the today's session is on the course MSEL 037, which is a practical course. We have chosen this course today because I am receiving so many calls and emails from the learners that we have not received any information regarding this course, as this is a lab course. So many regional centers, they are not able to inform you that this lab course is very important, and the exam for this lab course is online. You will get all the information from your concerned regional center and study center. So as you already know, this our program Master of Science in Information Security. The objectives of this program is to spread awareness of information security and protection. The second aim of this program is to provide protection and security to personal data and to build data-oriented infrastructure in the companies. And the third aim is to raise high professional ethics in the individuals and students towards providing information security. And the fourth aim of this our program is to experiment and learn the skills and techniques which are needed for providing protection and security to our information. So as you are seeing all these objectives and aims, so if we want to fulfill these aims, so you have to study the practical components of information security. So this is all about this course MSEL 037. This comes under semester 4. So in semester 4, there are 4 theory courses, which is MSE 033. That is Web Application Testing and Audit. The second course of this semester 4 is MSE 034, that is e-commerce and cyberspace. And the third course of semester 4 is MSE 035, that is IoT security. And the fourth course, that is theory course, that is MSE 036, which is latest trends in information and cyber security. So all the practical components of this MSE 033, MSE 034, MSE 035, MSE 036, we have all combined all these practical things in the one course, that is MSEL 037, that is the practical regarding web application testing and audit, e-commerce and cyberspace, IoT security, and latest trends in information and cyber security. So all the practical aspects of these terms comes under MSEL 037, the practical course. This course MSEL 037 introduce you to the practical work, as I have already told in the beginning that all the practical components of all the theory courses which are there in the fourth semester comes under MSEL 037. So you have to do all the practical work with the most powerful concepts like web application audit, mobile apps audit. This is very, very important nowadays. This is the need of an hour. Malware detection and mitigation. As you know, we are getting so many malware in our computer, and we have to be very, very careful. So to protect from these malware, we need to know what are the protection tools available in the market, and we should know about all the knowledge of these tools and how to use those tools. That is very, very important. And IoT device auditing. As you know, this is very, very important. So these comes under this course MSEL 037. These practicals is based on the courses of MSE 033, 34 and 35, as I already told you in the beginning. So you are required to gain hands-on experience on this practical component of these courses, and after completing this course you will be able to solve the problems for various techniques of web application audit, mobile apps audit, malware detection and mitigation, and IoT device auditing. So these are very important things, and it is the need of an hour, and we should know how to protect our computer from all these components and from all these malware and viruses. In order to have better understanding, you are advised that firstly you will get the conceptual clarity, that what are these terms, what do you mean by these terms. So that is very, very important. The first step is theoretical background of these concepts. You should know what is these concepts and which are presented in this course, and then implement that understanding to solve the problems which are given in the various sessions of this course. So in this course you have to deal with the various problems which are given in our study material. In the end of every unit you will get all the these sessions and problems there, and you need to solve those problems on your computer in your study centers. So this course consists of the following lab sessions which are in your screen. First is a lab session on web application audit. The second is lab sessions on mobile app audit. Third, lab sessions on malware detection and mitigation, and the lab sessions on IoT device auditing. So we have the lab sessions on all these topics. Now I will come to the lab session on web application audit. This is the first unit of this block. As you know, website application audit is a complete review of all the elements and the features which influence the website's search engine visibility. As we are surfing the internet every day for small things, for large things, we are using Google. So we need to surf on the internet. So we should know कि while searching website or any while searching, you have to be very very careful about कि what are the fake websites available, what are genuine websites. So this is very very important to have the understanding of that. So the accepted technique provides thorough insight into any website, overall traffic and specific pages which we are surfing. So we have to be very very careful while surfing any website on the internet. The main goal of website audit is to identify the features and the existing vulnerabilities. Vulnerability means that the virus or the malware which infect our files. So we have to be very very careful and while dealing with existing vulnerabilities in the website programming. So the objective of this lab session on web application audit is to apply the benchmark tools to evaluate the performance and weakness that damage our website performance. So this is very very important, you should know. It covers the principles of web application audit and also understand OWASP. This term is very very important. The OWASP is Open Web Application Security Project, which is used to identify the various common attacks which are very common nowadays, cyber attacks which are exist in any web application. So as we are using internet every day, so we are getting this cyber attacks, and we have to be very very careful. And this lab sessions on web application audit includes hands-on practice to implement various tools which are available, and how to use those tools is well explained in this block. To the various tools and attacks which are available to identify the services and the severity level of the coding in any web application. So we have to be very very careful, and we have to understand all these details in a greater way. And as I already told you, कि our study material is self-learning material in which teacher is inbuilt, and it is the language is very simple, and this is written by our well-known experts. So if you will read the material, you will come to know each and every topic very clear. Then the learning outcomes of this unit is, after completing this unit, you should be able to recognize and describe the common security vulnerabilities in web application. For example, SQL injection or the cross-site scripting, that is called XSS, and broken authentication and session management. So these terms you should know, and you should know what is the definition of these terms and how we can use these terms to prevent the cyber attack. Then after completing this unit, you should be able to use a vulnerability scanning tool. The vulnerability scanning tool is, like for example, Burp Suite or OWASP ZAP. So we should know how to use these vulnerability scanning tools. This will come to know in this unit, and these tools are used to scan a web application for security vulnerabilities and to generate a report of the findings and to analyze the results of a vulnerability scan, and we should prioritize the vulnerabilities based on severity and impact. So these are the learning outcomes of this unit. And you should also be able to develop a plan, because before going to a further detail, you have to develop a plan before beginning to remediate the vulnerabilities which are identified in the scan report, including prioritizing the fixes and recommending those specific action to mitigate the risk. Like for to resolve those risks, we should know what plan we should use. Then you should be able to use the manual testing techniques to verify and validate the results of the vulnerability scan, identify additional vulnerabilities that may not have been detected by the scanning tool, and demonstrate the impact of a successful attack. So all these things we will able to understand in this unit, that is the lab sessions on web application audit. And after reading this unit, you should be also able to clearly and brief in the document about findings and recommendation in a professional report, which includes an executive summary, detailed technical findings, and actionable recommendation for remediation, and also demonstrate the ethical conduct throughout the auditing process, including respecting the confidentiality of the client, adhering to ethical hacking principles, and obtaining appropriate permissions for testing. So this is very, very important. Now I will tell you what are the sessions are there in this particular unit. The first session is to understand the operating system, that what is operating system, network services, and open ports on the web server. Then only you can identify the detailed PHP version and configuration, technical specification of the targeted website application. Then you have to apply the footprinting techniques. These footprinting techniques are used to avoid that attack. So then apply the footprinting techniques. Then DNS records, which are only for any live website, and who is record only for any live website. So this is the first session you have to read in this unit. The second session is identify the features of a mobile responsive design, that is CMS, details of SSL certificate for a target website. This is the second session. Then the next session is under the explain with example DVWA emulator and list the vulnerabilities which are covered in it. So this is the third session. The fourth session is identify the open ports on the web server along with the OS detection technique and running services using Nmap utility. This Nmap utility is very, very important, and all the details about this Nmap utility is there in our self-learning material. The fifth session is on the identify the level of severities which are using the ZAP proxy server. So these are the different tools which we can use to identify the different level of severities. Then the sixth session is on to identify the level of severities using burp suite. This is another tool which is available, and apply the interception technique and temper the data submitted via any web form. The seventh session is apply F Google Docs. This is very common. You must have heard about F Google Docs, and identify the website based on log files, open FTP server email list, live cameras, audio, video, and PDF files. So this is very, very important, session 7. Then session 8 is to use manual testing techniques to verify and validate the results of the vulnerability scan, identify the additional vulnerabilities that may not have been detected by the scanning tool, and demonstrate the impact of a successful attack. So these are the sessions. Then the next session is report finding. As you know, in the last you have to find out the report, what you have find out in the report, and the recommendations, which includes an executive summary, detailed technical findings, and actionable recommendations for remediation. The last session is to demonstrate ethical conduct throughout the auditing process, including respecting the confidentiality of the client, adhering to ethical hacking principles, and obtaining the appropriate permissions for testing. So these are the sessions which are there in this lab session on web application audit. Now I am coming to the second unit of this block, that is lab session on mobile apps audit. This mobile application audit is a critical process, as you know, which helps to evaluate and test the security, functionality, and overall quality of a mobile application. We have already provided a step-by-step guide on how to perform a mobile application audit in our self-learning material. That is where the language is very simple, as I already told you, and you will understand all the terms in a very clear way. Then after completing this unit, these are the learning outcomes that you should be able to explain the architecture of mobile applications, which include different components such as user interface, data storage, and network communication. And you should be able to familiar with common security issues in mobile application such as authentication, authorization, data leakage, and malware. This malware, as I already told you, you have to be very, very careful. And you have to use those tools to avoid malware. Then you should be able to identify the vulnerabilities in mobile applications such as insecure data storage, weak authentication, and network communication issues. Then the next learning outcome of this unit is to conduct various security tests on mobile application such as penetration testing, vulnerability scanning, code review. The next learning outcome of this unit is to propose and implement measures to mitigate security risk in mobile application such as encryption. This encryption is very, very important. You should know what is encryption, access control, and secure coding practices. Now I will tell you about the steps for mobile application auditing process. Thus, there are 6 steps involved. The first step is to define the audit objectives. That what are the audit objectives? We should define very clearly. The next step is to identify the audit scope. That what is the scope of the audit? The third step is to determine the audit methodology. So what methodology we should use, that we should determine in this step. The step 4th is to prepare the audit environment. This is very, very important. We need to know what are the tools available. So we need to prepare the audit environment before going further. The 5th step is to conduct the audit. That is the main actual process. And the last step is to document and report the results. So these are the 6 steps which are involved in mobile application auditing process. Now I am coming to the sessions which are there in this unit. The first session is to study the application of industry standards, which are the what are the industry standards are there, and the best practices for mobile application security. The second session is to list OWASP mobile top 10 and be able to apply them in practical sessions. The third session is to identify the vulnerability in mobile application. For example, insecure data storage, weak authentication, and network communication issues. The next session is to install and use of mobile application auditing tools such as penetration testing, vulnerability scanning, and code review to identify the vulnerabilities and to conduct the security testing. So this is the 4th session. 5th session is to write technical reports to document the vulnerabilities which are found in the system. The 6th session is to demonstrate practical skills which are available to identify and justifying the security risk in mobile applications. The seventh session is to apply industry standard tools and techniques for mobile application development and security. And the eighth session is to recommend measures with justification for tackling security issues in the organization. Then the ninth session is to propose and implement the measures to mitigate security risk in mobile application. For example, encryption, access control and secure coding practices. And the last session on this unit is to list the suggested measures which you can use for regular mobile application auditing of business. So these are the 10 sessions which you need to do in your lab at your study center. So this is all about this 2 units of this MSEL 037, the practical aspects of web auditing, the IoT security and e-commerce and cyberspace. So I hope you have enjoyed this session, and if you have any further query, you can write an email to our email ID, that is mscis@ignou.ac.in. Thank you so much.